Welcome to Where There's Wills.
There's a play.
I'm Ian, your mid-complexity casual gamer.
I'm Stacy. I'm your non-gamer gamer.
And today we are here with an initial impressions for a game coming to Backer Kit on March 13th called Underleaf. This is being brought to you by Frog Tree Games. Designed and illustrated by Laura Southwell. It's a two-player game that plays in about 15 minutes.
I'm going to read the overview for you so that we can roll from there. Underleaf is a tiny, easy-to-learn forest floor-inspired set collection game for two. Players take turns collecting beetles, berries, and mushrooms to create the highest scoring collections. Forage the right cards to score perfect pairs and use abilities to snatch up the goods before your opponent. Underleaf is designed to be quick, easy to learn, and play in about 20 minutes.
So the theme of this one of you exploring what's going on underneath the leaves and stuff, I think comes through really well. And you'll see that in the components and stuff when we get down to the table and we show some of the artwork. But yeah, you're exploring the different things that are under the leaves. You're trying to do some set collecting and stuff. But yeah, the overall theme of it, I think, comes through pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. It just kind of is the forest floor. So you're foraging through the forest floor to see what kind of little bugs and leaves and or little bugs and mushrooms that you can see and to try and find pairs. So I think the artistry comes through very well with the theme and I really like the artistry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, components of the game. Before we talk about the components, we will say that this is a prototype copy and all components and artwork are subject to change. The components in this game is going to be probably one of our quickest
Pretty
ones.
simple.
You got a deck of cards, which we will look at a little bit closer.
Got the dice. You can roll an 8-sided dice, which you can roll 1, 2, 3, or 4.
And you have some little pebble tokens. That is it. The cards are a very nice quality, even for a prototype, like really good quality. 8-sided dice, and then pretty good thickness on the pebble tokens as well.
And then you also receive the
little rule book.
rule book.
Yeah. Artwork on this game.
I love the artwork.
The artwork in this is great. So here's one of your beetle cards.
To me, it just reminds me of somebody sitting down in the forest, just in Montana, we say pump a stump, sit down on a stump and just draw out what they're seeing. You're collecting your berries, your mushrooms, your
Beetles. So there's different
beetles.
beetles. There's different berries.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these sketches are just really nice little sketches. I have seen on the pre-launch page that there's going to be some color added to them, I do believe. So we will link the pre-launch page on the bottom here. And then you got here's some beetles. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for a frog. The frogs are wild, so they're the frogs. And you can see each one has a color on them as well. So there's even within the different types, there's some different colors on them. I'm trying to find another mushroom now. See, I can never find one I want. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
really, just really beautiful. I mean, I could show you all of them, but we're not gonna take time. But there's really beautiful sketch artwork, and like I said, on the backer kit page, this is it has this in the update, but it also has like some colored in, and that looks really nice as well. And I like the sketch. Like Stacey said, it looks like someone's out there in the woods just took their sketch pad out there and they just are sketching stuff out. So yeah.
And I also like on these cards that there is a little bit of education to it because you do get to learn
they're actually scientific name.
Yep, what their scientific name is as well. So if you're into that, if you're a geek like me, you'll enjoy that aspect of it as well.
All right. All right, down at the table now. The setup for this game is very easy. You take the pebbles, you put them in reach of each person. Each person gets 5 pebbles. Should stays on camera here. And then you set the deck of cards right there. This is your what do they call it? I know the leaf pile's on the right and the cell pile's on the what's
The
the
leaf
pile? What's it
pile
called?
and the
Oh, it's just the leaf deck.
yeah,
This is just the
just the
leaf
leaf
deck. Okay.
deck.
So there's your setup. That's it. Nice and simple. And these are all just the pebbles are your currency, basically. Those are your coins.
Yep.
So there's your setup. Each person gets 5 pebbles. Place the leaf deck, put the rest here, and you have the dice within reach. So pretty simple setup there.
Even I can do it by myself.
Gameplay. So in Underleaf, you are going to be rolling a dice, placing cards in your leaf pile, trying to collect sets of or pairs of the same type of card, or matching pairs of cards and pairs, or and then cards in the same type. So on a turn, you're going to roll the dice. I roll a 2. You turn that many cards up into the leaf pile. Oops, we did not shuffle
We
these
did not
very.
shuffle.
These did not shuffle very well. Okay, that's
That's all
okay.
right.
And then anything in the leaf pile is worth 2. So when you purchase from the leaf pile, you have to purchase everything
These
of
are
the same. Sorry, each worth 1. Everything in the leaf pile is has to be bought that is the same type. So these are both mushroom types. Okay. So if I want to buy these, I need to purchase both of these because there's mushroom types. So I'm going to buy both of these because there's also pear, which,
is
like I said, we
bonus.
did not shuffle very well. And then it's Stacy's turn. And then I could sell, so I could sell these. So I could sell these right away. So it's early in the game. Maybe I want to get some pebbles. So you buy from here, or you can sell any 2 of the same type. They don't have to be a matching pair for 5 pebbles. So I bought these for 2. If I want to sell them into the sell pile, I would get 5 back, and I'm actually going to do that. So I would sell those, and I would sell it, and I would get 5 back. Now, in order to get these back, these cost 2 each in the sell pile. In the leaf pile, they cost 1 pebble, and here they cost 2 pebbles. So
4.
4.
And then we have 4. Ooh, those got shuffled.
Yeah, just gonna make sure this is shuffled a little bit. We'll kind of show you a couple quick rounds here, and then we'll
Yeah.
show you the event cards.
So now I've got 2 different kinds of berries, a mushroom and a beetle. I want to collect the berries, so I'm going to pay 1 each for the berries. Bring those into my hand. And it's Ian's turn. I don't
And
want to sell them.
and that is how you play.
Yeah.
That is the game. Now, there are 5 event cards. So we'll put these up over here. Let me bring the green screen up. So there are 5 event cards. Let me zoom in some. Let's get that nice and big there. So the event cards, some of them are instant things. So, like the Earthworm said, this card must be bought by itself and cannot be sold. So, this is an event type. So, you've got mushroom type, beetle type, berry type, and frog type, and then event type. So, if you buy this, it needs to be bought by itself with nothing else, not even any other event cards. So, normally, if you have more than one type, you have to buy all of them from the leaf pile. The event type, this one you would have to buy by itself. Um, and then this one kind of does some extra scoring rules instead of the normal scoring rules, which we'll talk about. So that one you could buy. And then the shiny rock. So let's get this thing on screen. The shiny rock. This is an instantaneous event. So after all cards are revealed, you gain 1 pebble for every card that's revealed. So if you get this one, this is really good for whoever gets it. And then you have Lucky Clover, which needs to be bought by itself as well. But this one gets you 3 points at the end of the game. And the costs for these are the same as the other things. And then you have your isopod. So the isopod one is interesting because the isopod, when it comes up, um, cards in the sell pile can be bought for 1 pebble each. So this goes into the sell pile like this right here. And now these cards are 1 each. Because normally when you buy from the sell pile, it is 2 pebbles each. Right now, it is 1 pebble each. The interesting thing when you buy from the sell pile is you can buy whichever things you want, and you don't have to buy everything of one type. So you could buy a mushroom, a frog, a berry, whatever you want from the sell pile. And then the last event card is the centipede, and it says after all cards are revealed, you actually swap the leaf pile and the cell pile. So there is how you play the game. Oh, we should find a frog
Mm.
because the frogs are wild. So the frogs can be bought with other types. So when you buy them with other types, it becomes that type. It doesn't make a pair. So if I were to buy this, that would cost me two. It would not make a pair. It does not make a matching pair. But this frog is going to count as a beetle. Oops. This frog is going to count as a beetle. Oh, it's way off screen. Um, at the end game scoring when you count things up. So talking about end game scoring, end game scoring is pretty simple. You look at who has the most of each type between and then whoever has the most of each type gets 1 point for each one they have the most of. So if you have the most beetles, you count up how many beetles you have 1 point for each one. Then for every pair, every matching pair you have, so if I were to keep this fairy ring mushroom. So you have this fairy ring mushroom. If I have that pair, that is 3 points. Then for every pair of frogs you have, it doesn't matter what they're counting as at that point. Whatever for every pair of frogs you have, those are 5 points. And then that one event card gives you 3 bonus points. And that is how you play the game. The game ends when someone reveals the last card. Then each person gets one more turn to buy only, I believe is what it said. So replayability in this one.
Well, because you are constantly shuffling the deck, and selling and buying things at different paces, and other people are, the other person, because it's only two-player game, the other person's doing the same thing. The replayability on this is endless, I would think. Um, because you're constantly choosing different cards at different times and trying to match over on your side, and selling these to get your mushrooms so you get more of that one item. So I think there's a lot of replayability behind this game.
I think the replayability is like with any card,
Hmm.
small deck card game. It is what you make of it and what you want the replayability to be. You are doing the same thing over and over. And there's only 5 event types. The cards do come out differently, so that's where the replayability comes in. It'll be interesting to see what kind of things that are come with the backer kit and with when it goes live on the 13th. Um, but it is what it depends on what you're looking for in replayability with everything. And I'm going to go back to the big screen to talk about this because just like with any game that is just a deck of cards, it's going to be the same sort of thing over and over eventually. Like you're dealing out cards, you're trying to set collect, and you're trying to do that. So if that's something you really like and it's going to be very replayable. If it is not something that you enjoy and it's just like, okay, we're doing the same thing over and over, there's going to be no replayability for you. So this is going to be one that I think is really going to be one that's going to be depending on what kind of game you like.
Hmm.
I think someone who after a few games of it and goes, okay, we're just set collecting over and over, it's not going to be very replayable. For us, I think it's going to be very replayable because it's just a cute, quick game. Um, it's a good filler game, but it is only 2 players as well, which does kind of I think the replayability. If you're looking for a 2-player game, yes, it's going to be very replayable. But if you're playing in bigger groups, I mean, then it's not going to be a game you're going to want to begin with. So the replayability, like I said, is going to be kind of depending on what you're looking for in a game. For us, I think there's going to be a lot of replayability. But if doing the same thing every time you play and just like set collecting different ways is going to be something that is going to get old for you after a couple of plays, it's not going to be very replayable. So that's where I think it's going to just be.
Well, it also depends on which cards
Well,
come,
yeah,
which cards you choose for
right.
what are these cards
The
called?
event cards.
The event cards. So the event cards allow you to play, um, you know, to score. I won't say play. There is a card in there that allows you to score differently as well. So
Right.
If you get that or you don't get that, I think that adds a little bit to it of who gets what event cards as well.
That card would definitely change your gaming because this one, you score 1 point for per card in all categories, so it doesn't matter if you have the most, plus 1 bonus point per unique card, and you score no points for extra pairs. So with that, you're gonna start selling off your pairs. You're gonna start trying to get unique cards. So that if you can get that card, it would definitely change your
Yeah,
replayability and how much you replay it. So yeah, final thoughts.
I like this game. Um, like Ian said, it's a filler game. It's one that you want to play a game at night, but you don't feel like playing a 45-minute long game. Just get this game out. We played it in under 15 minutes, I would
That would
say.
say. We also
Um,
had a lot of really high dice rolls, so there was a
yes,
lot of cards getting
a lot
into
of
the
force
into
coming
the
out.
into the into the into the leaf pile very quickly,
Yeah. Um, so
which also made it very hard
mm-hmm, get
because all
the
of a sudden you got like
coins.
five. Yeah, you're like, okay, well, I got to sell stuff because I can't buy anything if I don't sell
Yep.
anything. So
So I do enjoy this game. I like the artwork on it. I like that it is a small game. I like that it's only two players because, I'm a two-player person anyway. So when a game is designed specifically for two people, that's right up my alley.
yeah,
So for me, it's a hit. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoy this one as well too. We had to get some clarification on the event cards and stuff, and Laura did a great job clarifying things for us. I love the artwork on this. I've seen on the backer kit like the color. I like the sketch art because it feels like we said, it feels like it's just you're out there just sketching the stuff out, and she did a great job with it. Like
Hmm.
these sketches are just gorgeous. Very realistic looking. Um, yeah, I think this one will be a hit for us. I think where it'll be interesting for us is like you'll want to get like that earthworm. Like, and you want to like, okay, let me get that. So I do have to play a little differently, or what can I do to play differently, or how can I do this? And I guess going back to replayability just a little bit, the dice roll really kind of changes how you play because if you keep rolling big numbers, you're going to get a lot of cards in your leaf pile, and your leaf pile is going to get big, and then you're like, oh, I have to sell because I can't buy anything because there's 4 mushrooms, and I really want the mushrooms, but I don't have the coins or the pebbles for it. So
Hmm.
yeah, I enjoy this game. It's a very quick, light. It's a filler game even for us. So it's a very quick game, very light. Weeknight game. We can get this out, play it quick, even after a long day. Um, yeah,
I think this would be a fun game to take camping, to actually
this would be a
play out
this
in
would
the
be a great
forest,
game. This would be a
listening
great
to
this would be a
the,
great camping game.
yeah, listening to the
Yeah,
cicadas whooping and whopping and doing their thing and listening to the birds chirping.
yeah.
I'm
But
ready to play this game camping. I'm
this
ready for
this
spring.
yeah, yeah. This one is a hit for us. So
Hmm.
I really enjoy this one. Um, so yeah, keep an eye out for this one. We will link the backer kit in below. It comes to backer kit on March 13th. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. What you thought about this game? And once again, this has been Where There's a Wills.
There's a plan.
I'm Ian,
I'm
and
Stacy
we'll see you next time.
at the table.